I make a lot of videos about tech, but what I've never done is make a video about the tech that I use to make videos about tech. Did that make sense? No? Well, shut up and watch this video anyways, because I'm going to show you some really cool YouTube production gadgets that are 100% TechDweeb approved. Hello there, I'm TechDweeb, welcome. Thanks for clicking on the video. Today we're going to be talking about all the fun little tech gadgets that I use to make my YouTube videos. I have quite a few of them, and this is the stuff that I found that works best for the way that I do the things that I do. We'll go over what I use to film, what I use for lighting, what I use to record my audio, never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, what I use to capture my gameplay, and most importantly, what I use when I need to unwind after a hard day of work. But first, let me say a quick word about what you really need to make YouTube videos. For the longest time, I thought you needed a ton of stuff, and it prevented me from actually taking the step to get started making videos. But then one day, I made a video using my phone just to see how it would turn out, and it was fine. And then I made another and another, and for a good long while, my first 50 or so videos, I just used that same cell phone. So the moral of the story is, if you want to make videos, don't wait. You can get upgrades along the way, but there's a good chance that what you have will be good enough. So quit dragging your feet and crying yourself to sleep and make a freaking video already. After you watch this video, of course. So let's get on to my YouTube production tech, shall we? I'll have links to all this stuff in the description below if you want to pick any of it up. My first piece of tech is what I use to prepare my content on and also organize my life. And I've also used it to edit videos when I'm away from my main PC. It's my laptop. It's the HP Envy X360. This is not really a specific YouTube production piece of tech. It's just a laptop that you can use for all sorts of stuff, but it's so essential for my YouTube workflow. First, I use it to write. I do my best writing on this thing. I love sitting in this rocking chair with this laptop on this lap desk, and I write all my scripts in this exact configuration. It's become such a habit that I find it hard to write if I'm not sitting in this chair with this laptop and this can of root beer. And I use it as a teleprompter for my voiceovers. So this screen flips around, and it's a touch screen. So I can use it in tablet mode with its own built-in stand, and I don't need a separate device just to have a nice big screen to read off of. And third, I can actually use this to make videos. I only really do that when I'm away from my main PC, but this laptop has a decent AMD APU in it, so I can do some light video editing and encoding. And I can also use this as a capture device if I'm recording gameplay. It's not an essential piece of my kit, but I love it for its versatility, and also for adventure time breaks, obviously. Next up, we have my microphone. This is the Maono PD200X microphone. The company that makes this sent it to me, and at first I didn't really like it that much, but that's because I didn't really understand how to use it. Once I figured that out, I fell in love with it. It's pretty fancy. It has an all-metal shell, controllable RGB smart lighting, and you can adjust this through the Maono software, which is simple and easy to use and very helpful. You can plug your headset directly into the microphone, so you can hear your audio in real time, the exact way that it's being picked up by the mic. And you can also listen to your PC audio through this connection, so the microphone itself doubles as a DAC. And this little knob on the top lets you adjust the levels of the mic gain and the audio volume. I should also mention that it has both USB and XLR connections if you want to use this with a professional mixer. It has a dynamic mic capsule with ultra-wide frequency response of 40 Hz to 16 kHz, presents crystal clear and clean sound. Whatever that means. I'm not a mic guy, but I know what I like. I had a blue snowball microphone before this, and I've had other microphones before, so admittedly I'm not a pro, but of all the microphones I've tried, this is by far the best. But the reason that I didn't review this before now, even though the company sent it to me ages ago, is because for a long time I didn't know how to use it. First of all, you really gotta talk right into the end of the microphone. The direction and proximity of the sound is very important. It's not going to pick up clear audio if you're kind of off to the side. And second, the Maono software was a big help in getting just the right sound for me. It comes with a few presets for the sound, but you can also manually adjust the knobs and dials. Once I was able to dial it in and get the positioning correct, I was able to get a very natural sound for my voice and minimize room echo. I don't have a recording studio or anything, so any little help that I can get to have good audio is important. I use this mic in all my videos, and it's an essential part of my production quality. And it has RGB, so I can make it orange, which is kind of my thing. On to my lighting. I have two main ways that I light my scenes. The first is this, the Mount Dog Softbox Studio Lighting Kit. It's a studio light. There's two of them actually. However, I only use one at a time. It's a big LED light bulb with this kind of umbrella tent thing around it and a white screen that diffuses the light. And it has a big tall stand and you can adjust the height and the angle. I used to just use my room lighting and lamps, but now that I've used this, I could never go back. It has a remote that lets you change the lighting intensity and temperature, which is super important. Sometimes the light from my windows is either bright and warm or dim and cool, and I can adjust the studio light to compensate. Having good lighting is very important for getting high quality video and B-roll, and getting a studio light of some sort should be pretty high on your list of priorities once you get started. I bought this open box on Amazon Warehouse and it was like $70 for the pair of them. But even brand new, it's like $100 for two of them. And they actually fold down and pack up. So if you're limited for space, you can just set them up anytime you film and then tuck them away when you're done. And the second lighting thing that I use liberally, that you've probably noticed, is these RGB light bars. They don't have a brand name, but I bought them on Amazon. They were like 20 bucks. Basically, they're just USB powered light bar things, which you can stand up, which is what they're meant for, just like desk decoration, or you could lay them down to add a fun neon light effect to a video, like I tend to do. They have the ability to change the lighting mode. There are some preset effects, but you can also use an app on your phone to tweak them exactly to your liking. I think having some sort of RGB lighting is good, that you can change the color of. It gives you some variety from video to video, and it gives you that two-tone lighting effect, and it just helps things look better. Look at this scene. You see, here it is with just my studio light, but then here it is with my RGB light on the other side. You see how the purple light from the RGB light bars makes those shadows not seem so harsh and colorless? These are super cheap, but I really recommend them, or something similar, just because it's a great effect for very little money. My next item is a new one, and it's a doozy. It's an external monitor. This is the UPERFECT UGAME J4. It's a 17.3-inch IPS display with HDR, FreeSync, and a 144 Hz refresh rate. The company that sells this, UPERFECT, they provided this to me to review, and I will be doing another video to show it off properly. But I wanted to show it to you in this video because I use it a lot with my production workflow. One, I use it as a display when I capture video. So no matter if I'm in my dork den or my computer kitchen or other place in my house, I can use this external monitor to view whatever video I'm capturing. It's portable and it has a nice magnetic cover that is also the stand, and it's powered by USB-C, so I could plug this into any outlet or even a big battery bank. It has built-in speakers that are actually pretty good. And it's nice and big, so I can actually see what I'm filming on a big screen. I used to use a tiny little portable monitor for this, but since I switched to this big boy, I could see all the little details in the video, so I know if it all looks good or if some parts are too blurry or not clear or whatever. And the second thing that I use it for is an actual gaming monitor. If I'm testing like a mini PC or a different computer build, I don't want to have to unplug my PC monitor to use if I'm testing or recording gameplay. That's so annoying to be swapping monitors around between computers and rearranging your desk all the time. This thing can go anywhere. I can slap a mini PC down on an empty desk, grab a mouse and keyboard, and unfold this thing, and within a minute I have a huge 17-inch HD display with enough gaming chops to actually be able to test the games properly at 144 Hz. And the HDR on this looks freaking awesome. And the FreeSync, adaptive sync, it works perfectly. So while I use this for filming because it's my best portable monitor, I also use it for gaming on PCs that I test because it's got the gaming features that I need so that the games themselves look great and play great, which is important when you're testing games because that's how you know what it's actually going to be like to play these games on a good display. And the best part is that it's cheap. This goes for $260 on their website, but I have a $30 off coupon code that they made just for me, if you could believe that. Oh, and this is important. They also have super quick free shipping, and they pay the tax. I think at this price for what you get here, 17-inch IPS with HDR, FreeSync, 144Hz, and portable, that is a solid deal. If you need an external portable monitor, of course. Next up, let's talk about my camera. This is the Sony Alpha A6000. I love it, but I don't know that I'd recommend buying it specifically for video, for you. It's amazing in some ways, but it sucks in other ways. It's amazing because when I got this, it was a huge upgrade for my cell phone. It's a really good camera. I'm not a camera guy, but I could tell you the specs. It's a 24 megapixel SLR camera with 3.0-inch LCD and 16 to 50 millimeters power zoom lens. It takes great photos, but I mostly use it for video, and it does a great job with the video. It has a really nice high quality optical zoom and the ability to change the aperture size and the shutter speed to adjust for different lighting conditions, and it has the ability to output at 60 FPS with very high quality encoding when using the built-in video recording. Also, while I'm here, I'll show you this. I got sick of having to swap batteries around all the time, so I have a USB dummy battery that I could plug into a USB power bank, which lasts a super long time. So that saves me a huge headache. And this is just an Amazon Basics tripod. It's not fancy, but it's exactly what I need to do this stuff. However, when you use this camera for videos, you'll have to deal with a few major problems. And those come down to the fact that it's not made for video, it's made for photos. One thing is that when you're recording for a while, depending on your ambient temperature, it can actually overheat and shut down right in the middle of your recording. And then there's the 30-minute thing. Do you guys know about this? Video cameras are handled different in some countries than photo cameras. They're like a different class of device and they have different taxes and import duties. Any camera that records for more than 30 minutes is considered a video camera, and then it's subject to this taxes and stuff. So cameras that aren't primarily video cameras will usually cap off their video length at like 29 minutes and 30 seconds, just so they can avoid this classification. And that means that my videos get interrupted if I'm recording on the camera itself. However, the camera is so good and it has such high quality video that I work around these limitations because this camera has video out via the micro HDMI port. So I capture my video externally, and doing that I can record for as long as I want, and the camera doesn't overheat. I'm super happy with the quality of the videos that I get from this thing. And as for capturing, well, my next item is my capture box. This is the Cloner Alliance Box Pro. It's a box that you could use to capture video with no computer needed. I use it to capture both my camera video and also my gameplay footage from my PC or Android boxes or even retro handhelds. This thing has been a game changer. I use it in every single video I make. It can capture HDMI video, but it can also capture component video or even VGA. So it's great for using with all sorts of devices. I can plug my camera or my PC into this thing, and it also has video pass-through so that I can still see the screen, and I can record my video and live audio right on the capture box itself. Or if I'm gaming, I can see my game, play my game, and record my game all on this capture box. It has a controller, and you can adjust the recording settings like the brightness and the contrast and even the video format and the bitrate. You don't need a PC to use this. The device itself does the recording, so I can do recording from anywhere and even capture my gameplay anywhere. And I'm not tethered to a PC to do my capture. It has a USB port, and into that port I plug this little mini SanDisk USB thumb drive, but you can use an actual big external hard drive instead if you want. But on this 64 gigabyte thumb drive, I can record hours of footage right onto the drive, right on the capture box itself. So it's like this. I have my camera streaming the video feed that's plugged in via HDMI to my capture box, and that is connected to an external monitor so I can watch the video while I capture it. I feel like an actual professional production doing this sort of thing, even though I'm in my pajamas in my mom's basement. The box itself is great to have and use. It's super convenient and I love it, but I gotta be completely honest with you, it's not perfect. There is noticeable screen tearing if you don't get the FPS input just right. And the encoding quality isn't as good as if I was recording natively on my camera. And there is a little bit of latency, so if you're using this to record your gameplay, you will notice a few microseconds of lag. None of these are a deal breaker for me. The convenience and versatility of this thing more than make up for it. But I hope the company makes a better version in the future that fixes these issues in an updated version. Until then though, I still use this thing in every single video because it's so darn easy and useful. This next item, the last item today, it's the big one. The heart and brains and spleen of the TechDweeb production empire. It's my PC. I use this PC for, well, everything, really. I mean, it's my battle station. It does it all. Before I tell you about the things that I do with it, let me tell you about the PC itself. It has a Ryzen 9 5950X in an Asus TUF X570 motherboard, 64 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM clocked at 3600 MHz, and my 4070 Ti GPU, and a 1000 watt Seasonic power supply. It has a 1 terabyte NVMe PCIe 4.0 boot drive, and another 1 terabyte NVMe drive that I only use for videos that I'm currently working on. It also has an 8 terabyte internal drive for stuff. You know, my games and ROMs and emulation stuff and documents or whatever. And it has another 8 terabyte internal drive for backup, which is where I keep my video archive and backups of my documents and art and stuff. It also has enough RBG to tickle a turtle and a whole lot of external drives for various things. So I use this PC to game on, obviously. It's my main gaming rig, but I also use it for testing hardware because it's so powerful that it eliminates CPU bottlenecks when testing GPUs and stuff. There's not a GPU alive that will be bottlenecked by a 5950X. I also use it for graphic design, and I have a computer and mouse and a Wacom tablet for that, and I also use it for audio recording. I already showed you my microphone, but I use a combination of Adobe Premiere and Adobe Audition to record and process my audio and do my cuts so that it's quick and snappy. And I also edit the video on here. I've had to upgrade this thing quite a bit to get it to the point where the hardware doesn't limit me in what I want to do. But even still, some of the effects that I use can really push the system. And rendering is great on this machine, obviously. With a 16-core, 32-thread processor and a GPU with 7,680 cores, it's just about the nicest production experience that I could reasonably build. I basically live at this PC. When I'm not sitting in my rocking chair with my laptop writing or in the tub playing retro handheld, I'm standing at this PC working on videos or playing video games. So if you make PC content, then yeah, having a good PC is going to be important. You don't need a monster PC to make good content, but I'm certainly glad I have one, that's for sure. So there you go. That's my YouTube production tech. There are other small things like memory cards and USB SD card readers and display adapters and power banks and USB cables and stuff. I could have made this video 2 hours long and showed you everything, but I figured I'd focus on the best, most important stuff. And I have already started working on a how I make videos thing, which will be a video or a series of videos going in depth into the process that I go through to make a video. Everything from the product testing to the script to the recording footage and the audio and the B-roll, the camera and the video editing and the exporting and the uploading and making the thumbnail and seeing the video metrics and performance. It's a huge topic, but I'm excited to give you a little glimpse under the skirt of the process and the tips and the tricks that I've learned along the way. So get subscribed so you don't miss that. If you liked this video, then check out this video, my 10K subscriber special, where I give you a tour of my studio. There's a link to that video on the screen right now and at the top of the description below. And that's it from me. I'm TechDweeb. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.